Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And I want to give peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. To you all, I say Shalom. This is Brother Mayak Allah from the GMS West Palm Beach Camp, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. After camp on Sunday, we came across a Jake, man, who really wanted to pay us with evil, man. Right, this Jake was homeless, and he had a basket full of mangoes, and he was trying to sell mangoes. And he walked up to the Akim. He walked up to all of us, basically saying, "Yo, I know y'all ain't gonna give me no money. I just want to see, basically, yada yada yada. I just want to see if y'all about what y'all preach about, whatever." He was trying to yikwab and basically play a victim and lay blame on the brothers, man. Before he tried to lay charge to the brothers. All right. So one of the brothers handed him $2 for the mangoes. He said, "Yo, I didn't even want any mangoes. Just take the money." Basically saying, "Here, just take it and be gone." But the dude, he was grateful for the money because that's all he wanted, the lucre, man. And then the way he started talking and his body language, it was kind of effeminate, and it had a lot of sodomite vibes to it. So me and another brother was talking, and then we both saw it at the same time. So we both looked at each other, and basically was like, "Whoa, this dude's sweet." And so the brother was like, "Sugar, that dude has sugar in his tank." And the dude, he caught wind of it a little bit, but then he was like, "Hey, don't whisper it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud." So the brother said it out loud. He said, "Yeah, you got sugar in your tank." You know, so that set that guy off, man. And now this homeless guy was raving and ranting for the next 20-25 minutes, man. So, or for the next 5 minutes, he was raving and ranting, pulling out his hand with making gun gestures with his hand, like finger guns, like tucking two fingers in and pointing two fingers out, like the form of a pistol, and pointing it in the brother's face, saying, "Bang, I'll kill you, bang, bang." But then Akim was like, "You know what? Let's just leave, man. Let's just leave this guy here." So we started walking away, just left him ranting, man. But then he was like, "No, I gotta follow y'all. I gotta die today. I gotta follow y'all." Basically, trying to provoke us, man. And that's the spirit too, cause his words didn't move anybody, man. I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, it stirred me up. It got me angry, cause one, the way he was talking to Akim, and two, I believe one of the brothers said something Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and then he said the name, and he was like ha shy ha shy, like scoffing at the name, and then basically it had my spirit vexed, and it had me thinking violent and cruel thoughts when brother mentioned at the camp that his mindset was more like, what would Yahushai do, man? And that's the correct mindset to have, man. Because really, we got to think about mercy from time to time. Talking about myself first and foremost, man. Mercy is crucial, man. 'Cause if I just wanted to have my way, and laid hands on him, man, what good would that have done at the end of the day? Yeah, the man might have deserved it, but what good would have came from that, man? And it wouldn't benefit anybody, man. It really was just a lust of the flesh. Me having violent thoughts like that, man. But nonetheless, this is the definition of mercy. It goes compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. Right. So having mercy is a form of power, man. Because you can't have mercy on somebody that it's not in your power to punish or harm. So the Lord having mercy on us just goes to show you. It doesn't show you, but you get an idea. You can't, not slocky. You don't even get an idea. But it goes to show you how much power the Lord truly has, man. Because the Lord had mercy on the entire nation of Israel, man. Even though He is well within His right to destroy us all, right? Because we broke our half of the covenant. The Lord could say, "You know what? The covenant's annulled," but the Lord's bound by His words. The Lord's a man of His word too. This it's another form of power, man. because everything he says comes to pass, and a whole different level of power, man. Sometimes it bugs me out thinking about the absolute power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man. But let me jump over to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12. And verse 22. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. Right? That homeless guy, screaming at brother's face, calling us bywords, pussy, fuck nigga, this and that, whatever. That was a trial and a judgment on our end. Not necessarily a judgment, but a trial, man, to see how we will handle ourselves. And I gotta commend Akim, man. Akim handled themselves, outstandingly, man. Nobody got in their emotions and their feelings out of pocket, because Scripture says, "Hey, words could hurt, man." It says in the book of Sirach, I believe it's 28. Words could hurt, man. And that's the thing. The words hurt the homeless guy. So he got emotional. But it struck a nerve because it must have been true, man. And it must have been true because the Lord showed a sign that, he did have sugar in his tank by sending a sodomite. And a sodomite came by while this man was in the middle of his rant and started dancing in front of this nigga. So that's really a sign the Lord was like, yo, this nigga's not right. And that's why he got so damn emotional, man. And that's the thing, we're talking about that at camp. It was a spirit. We're talking about being stoic, controlling your spirit, ruling over your spirit, and not acting effeminate and emotional. Because when you get like that, you really lose all power. Somebody could control if you're mad, if you're afraid, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you get angry, If somebody could control that at will, they really control you, man. And you being under control of somebody else makes you a slave. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 28 and verse 17, the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. It's like they say in the world, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie, because according to the scriptures, the stroke of the tongue will hurt worse than sticks and stones, man. Because the stroke of the whip makes marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. And sometimes, especially when it's even it doesn't matter the gender, a man or a woman, but sometimes somebody could say something to you, and those words will stick to you for life, man. It could be a criticism or it could be a compliment. And those words will stick to you with you for life, man. All right? Because that's the power of the tongue, man. Verse 18, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. All right? And that's talking to the homeless guy, his tongue put him in a ditch, right? Metaphorically and potentially, literally speaking, because brothers put a curse on him. So you don't know how the Lord's going to deal with them now, man. But as the spirit too, because as soon as the curse went up against that guy, he calmed the fuck down and walked away within 2 minutes after that, man. And that was basically the nail in the coffin to, no pun intended. But we got to meditate upon Yahweh Shem Yahshai's mercy more than anything, because we are judges upon the earth. We felt the judgment. The judgment we felt isn't going to compare to the judgment these other nations are going to feel, because the scripture talks about how they're going to get twice as much punishment as we do. So, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that even though it was bad, it's not going to be as bad as these heathens are going to get it, man. All right? Because imagine, if we were in captivity and fucking Edomites had spiritual powers, man. Imagine if Edomites weren't mortal, had spiritual powers, right? And nothing could hurt them. This will be an unimaginable hell, man. But that's how it's going to be for Esau Edom, the so-called white men especially. When they're in the kingdom, and they realize weapons can't hurt them. There's no poison that can hurt them. They'll never go off again. So they'll always be in rulership. They's talking about the Israelites. They'll never go off again. They have new bodies. They're one. They're one with their power, man. All right, and they remember everything that we have ever done, even the things that haven't been recorded, man. And they have the indignation of the Lord installed in them. They're gonna get it bad, man. It's gonna be bad for them, right? But the Wadi Abashim Al Shai, it's not gonna be like that for us. All right. But let me get back on topic. Let me go to the book real quick of Matthew, chapter 17. Matthew 17, starting at verse 14. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him, saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic. Salakia, for he is lunatic, and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. Now, reading that, I was thinking about the homeless guy too, because through the Spirit, he did drop to his knees, but when he dropped to his knees, he had a double-minded spirit. He was saying on one side of the coin, I love y'all, but the second side of the coin, he was saying, fuck niggas, y'all pussies, I'll kill y'all, while on his knees, man. But to me, speaking as a man, he had a suicidal spirit where it's like he was ready to crash out, or he might have been getting vexed all his life, or at least recently. He was ready to crash out, end it all, but he didn't have the power or the courage to take his life in his own hands, even though that's going off. Because Scripture says, seek not death in the era of your life. The way he was acting was going off, but even though suicide is going off too, right? So, but for all times he falls into the fire and oft into the water, harming himself, man. Just like I was thinking about this guy. This guy was straight. He was on a mission to get himself harmed, man. He was on a mission to get himself harmed. But the brothers, the Akim, again, I gotta commend them, because we handle ourselves really stoically. Because this guy, even saying the shit he was saying, brothers didn't get out of pocket. Brothers didn't get out of character, and it is really surprising, right? I'm really surprised more than anything by the brother Yawanathan, because Yawanathan is usually the first one that's ready for some smoke, man. But he was really one of the calmest ones during that whole time, man. So it's really the spirit. It's really the spirit of the Lord that was on brothers that made them move with wisdom, man. All right, but I'm making this because I was moving. At least I thought I was moving with wisdom, but I did have wicked thoughts, Not really wicked, but I'll say carnal. But carnality is enmity with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So being carnal is being wicked, man. And, I got to keep that in mind more often. Matthew 17:16. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahweh Shai answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. And I'm bringing that out to the spirit, because what would Yahushua do? Yahushua would rebuke the devil that's in the man. Yahushua would have rebuked the devil that's in the man, instead of, thinking carnal thoughts, like laying hands upon men, man. Because Yahushua did tell, Yahushua did say, hey, put your sword in thy place, for he that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. Because Yahushua knew persecution and his death had to happen in order for his resurrection to happen. Prophecy had to happen, so he had to endure hardness like a good soldier, man. I'm going to get one more. I'm going to close out, Lord willing. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 5. 2 Samuel 16:5. And when King David came to Bahurim, behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei, son of Gera. He came forth and cursed still as he came. And he cast stones at David and at all the servants of King David. and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. Right. So this guy Shimei, who was related to the former King Saul, came at King David and all his men, cursing, man, throwing stones, throwing rocks. And the scripture says, "Hey, curse not the king." All right, so this man was literally throwing rocks at King David in front of his servants and in front of his basically his mighty men, his warriors, man. And King David didn't have the spirit, hey, let's kill this man. Let's beat apart this man. Let's make an example of him. All right, King David moved with wisdom, man. Moved with grace. Moved with grace and wisdom, man. Verse 6, verse 2 Samuel 16:7. And thus Shimei, when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, thou son of Belial. The Lord Yahweh hath returned upon thee all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose stead thou hast reigned. And the Lord Yahweh hath delivered the kingdom into thy hand of Absalom thy son. And behold, thou art taken in thy mischief, because thou art a bloody man. Right. Because King David was being persecuted by his son, by Absalom his son, which was really prophesied to happen when King David really took another man's wife, man. Then Abishai the son of Zeruiah unto the Slakia. Then said Abishai the son of Zeruiah unto the king, why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head. And the king said, What have I to do with you, ye sons of Zeruiah? So let him curse, because the Lord Yahweh hath said unto him, Curse David. Who then shall say, Wherefore hast thou done so? Right. Because at the end of the day, man's goings are of the Lord. And even King David understood that, man. King David understood that after, even though that was written after he was a king, man. What man's going to the Lord is written in Proverbs, and King David, was before Proverbs. And David said to Abishai and to all his servants, Behold, my son, which came forth of my bowels, seeketh my life. He basically said, even my own son wants to kill me. How much more now may this Benjamite do it? Let him alone and let him curse, for the Lord Yahweh hath bidden him. Right? The Lord gave him the green light to do it. So let him alone and let him curse. And in a way, that's how the brothers moved, man. That's how the Akia moved when that homeless guy was cursing at us, man. Hey, really, at the end of the day, keeping your silence and just being still and not getting in your feelings and getting in your emotions, you're just letting somebody curse. Hey, just let him get it out of his system. The Wadi Yabashim Yoshai, he wasn't throwing rocks like Shemaiah was, but nonetheless, he was throwing verbal rocks, man. Verbal rocks. Just like the scripture said in Sirach 28. Hey, words will break your bones, man. Verse 12, it may be that the Lord Yahweh will look on mine affliction, and that the Lord Yahweh will requite me for good for his cursing this day. When you go into that word requite, it means to pay back, make appropriate return for a favor, a service, or wrongdoing. Basically, a recompense, man. It may be that the Lord Yahweh will recompense me good for his cursing this day. Hey, you see, it was a test. How you handle this test, you might get a blessing for it, man. Or you might get cursed if you handle it wrong, man. This is why you gotta walk circumspectly, walk in the spirit 24/7, man. Because you never know when a test might come, man. When we go into that requite in the Hebrew, Salaki, not requite. Yeah, it is requite. It really goes to bring back, to restore, to repair, to reverse, to be brought back, But that's really it on that. Again, I got to commend Akim for how they moved. Again, the Wadi Abba Shimi Al Shai for that test. Because, hey, scripture says, basically rejoice when all brought low, man. Hey, the Wadi Abba Shimi Al Shai for the trials. The Wadi Abba Shimi Al Shai for the wisdom to get through the trials, man. More than anything, Because everybody in the world goes through trials and tribulations and tests, man. But only a select few, only an elect few has the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahshai to pass these tests with wisdom, man. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great Milton, I rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Wall.